As a 2000s kid, one of my fondest memories growing up was the time I owned a Tamagotchi.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi.
I remember taking mine to school and flexing on the kids that couldn't afford them. Before my family got our first dog when I was in the 5th grade, the Tamagotchi was my pet. I would play with it, feed it, and even brainstorm with my sister how we should take care of it, until it died almost immediately. Well, now I'm 23 and living in Japan and can't own a pet in my current apartment. It's so cramped that barely even I can live in here. So I'm going to spend the next 7 days raising a Tamagotchi, not only to satisfy my inner child, but my goal is to evolve it to the best rank I possibly can. So I guess the next step from here is to go actually get one. So my girlfriend told me that she thought a shop in Tokyo would have Tamagotchi, so I set out on foot in 95-degree weather until I finally arrived at the Bandai store. This place was massive and had merchandise to anything you could think of, as well as an arcade and an entire area dedicated to gacha gacha. If you've never seen one of these before, they have the most random stuff like this toothpaste keychain or whatever this horrifying image is. And I thought to myself, surely this place has Tamagotchi. They were completely sold out. I guess it didn't cross my mind that this extremely popular item would be sold out. At every corner, it seemed like they were mocking me. Okay, so we were actually able to find a Tamagotchi. I ended up going to a camera store, and honestly, it's just not that interesting, so let's move forward. Here it is, and we ended up getting, if you can see, a Gen 1. How the Gen 1 version works is you have 7 different ways you can interact with your Tamagotchi. You can feed it, turn the light off when it goes to sleep, play a game, nurse it when it becomes ill, clean up after it, check the age and weight, and finally discipline your Tamagotchi when it's acting defiant. It's honestly just like I remember it. All right, so I guess we pull this tab out and it'll start. Sets. Here we go. Something's happening. Look at that. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here, but maybe I should hit a couple buttons because it's just kind of jumping around. What is this sound? Why does it keep doing that? Why do I feel like this is way too hard for a child to figure out? I'm honestly pretty confused. Okay, so he is 5 ounces and 0 years old. He's kind of fat. Hungry. 2 hearts. Happy. 1 heart. Okay. He took a crap on the ground. So we're going to use this button and clean it up. How does this game work? What is the point of this game? Being a brand new pet owner and understanding absolutely nothing, I thought that the best, most responsible thing to do was to actually research a little bit about the Tamagotchi. So first off, it turns out that this is going to be way more maintenance than I could have ever imagined. Over the next day, while it's still in the baby stage, I guess it's going to require constant attention. Something I figured out by looking online is that your goal is actually to keep the hearts as high as possible. And I actually did figure out how the game works, or at least I think I figured out how the game works. Basically, when the Tamagotchi looks in a certain direction, you have to guess if it's looking left or right. I definitely severely underestimated what I was getting into. I thought this would be a fun thing that I could turn on for 10-15 minutes every day and leave it at that. So I'm going to be pretty careful and spend a lot of time on this and then update you guys tomorrow with where we're at. It is exactly 9 a.m. on the dot. And look who just woke up. Hunger is fine. And happiness is also fine. That's great to hear. Now that he's grown up a little bit, he's honestly become a lot less maintenance, so I can kind of chill out and just take things easy, and then I will update you guys later in the day. I guess I should explain to you how the evolution works. In total, there are 4 stages: the baby, child, teen, and adult. The more you care for your Tamagotchi's needs and respond quickly, the better chance your Tamagotchi will evolve into a good evolution. And if you don't take good care of your Tamagotchi, it can evolve into a more selfish, higher maintenance, ugly version. So let's have a little chat. So since day 1, the process of actually maintaining the Tamagotchi has gotten quite a bit easier. Because it's in the child stage, I only need to check up on it about once an hour. I feel like this is slowly starting to take over my life bit by bit. I mean, I take it everywhere I go. When I'm making breakfast in the morning, taking a walk, or even when I'm going to the bathroom. From doing more research online, I figured out that this is the most crucial stage for me to be as active as possible. Today was actually pretty easy for me. I just stayed at home, but I am gonna have challenges this week as I go back to school. But until then, that's all the updates for now, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I decided to come out here to a local park to prove that I actually do go outside. As for day 3, unfortunately, there's not really any interesting updates. From looking online, it says that around year 3, it's supposed to evolve into its next stage, and we are on year 3, but there's been no movement all day. I've just been maintaining the regular chores, nothing new. And I think the thing that I'm the most worried about right now is school starts tomorrow, and obviously I can't have a Tamagotchi ringing off in the middle of class. And so I think the workaround I'm gonna end up going with is there is a mute function if you press both the A and C buttons. There is also a pause button if you try to change the timer, but this isn't I survived with a Tamagotchi periodically. This is a 1-week challenge, and I think it'd be a cop-out to just activate it when I want. But it is obviously a little risky, especially with the next evolution on its way. I don't know what kind of behavior is going to come forth and how I can navigate that during class hours, but I am going to try to maintain it the best I can with it being muted. So yeah, I think that's all the meaningful updates for now, and we'll check in tomorrow. Our beautiful boy has finally evolved. It feels really nice and rewarding to my hard work to finally see this brand new variation of our character. And luckily with the mute function, I was able to get through school completely fine, except for the fact that people would laugh at me as I pulled my Tamagotchi out in class. But as far as I'm aware, everything went smooth. The one part I am a little concerned about is throughout the day today, I only ever had to discipline my Tamagotchi one time. Discipline is crucial for getting a good Tamagotchi evolution. Throughout the day, it'll randomly call for attention, and if its hearts are full, you need to use the discipline function to fill up the status bar. So it's certainly possible that I missed a call for it while it was in my pocket during class, which is obviously going to have an outcome on the final evolution, but we just won't know until we get there. For the most part, it has become a pretty natural process for me to check up on my Tamagotchi every 15 to 20 minutes or so. It's something different with the teenager stage as opposed to the child stage is it actually goes to sleep an hour later, which means I have to do a little more maintenance at night. I really want to try to get the top evolution, so I'm trying to be on my A game, but it just makes it difficult with school. But I'm gonna stay optimistic, press on, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. We have officially crossed over into the second half of our Tamagotchi adventure. It is day 5, and up until this point, most things have gone pretty smoothly. One of my biggest concerns earlier in the week was how school was going to play into things, but for the most part, everything seems to be okay. I was pretty concerned that I was missing key moments to discipline my Tamagotchi yesterday. I had 2 calls today and hit both of them on time, so we should be on the course to get a good evolution. I feel like this journey has definitely had a bunch of up and downs so far. I think it's really exciting to see your Tamagotchi grow, and it feels like an achievement when you hit those moments. But then you also have the times where nothing happens at all. But we're nearing the end of this experiment and the final stage of our Tamagotchi, so I'm just gonna press on. Today is day 6. It is almost the end of our whole journey. As you can see, our Tamagotchi has still not evolved into the adult stage. I'm pretty sure this is late, so it's a little bit concerning for what it's going to turn into. I think it might evolve in perfect timing for the final update tomorrow. If I'm being honest, I am pretty burned out and I'm ready to put this whole chapter behind me. Although it has been really fun, it's also been a chore that I've had to keep up with for the last week, and I can't think of a better way to close this off than to see what our work has turned into. At this point, I've definitely developed somewhat of a timer in my head that tells me whenever it's going to be about the time that it needs to eat. But I guess that's bound to happen with just about any habit you make after an extended amount of time. I'll go into more detail tomorrow, but there's really nothing new to talk about. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been a long week with a lot more hands-on care than I expected, but as the week progressed, I became more and more aware of why 8-year-old me wasn't able to keep a Tamagotchi alive for more than a day. You have to be in control and have the mental strength to sit there and tend to your Tamagotchi's every need every single day until it goes to sleep. Well, I guess it's time to finally reveal what our Tamagotchi evolved into. And the Tamagotchi we got is average? I was honestly a bit surprised by this result because I paid pretty close attention to it every single day. I think it would be literally impossible for me to do any more without going actually insane. Although it's not a perfect score, I am happy with the result. Being a pet parent is a lot of work, and just keeping it alive and healthy is an achievement in itself. It's been an interesting journey to say the least. And I know you're probably asking yourself, well, is he gonna take care of the Tamagotchi after the video? Nope. Thank you guys for watching this video. I make more content like this, so if you're interested in that, try checking that out. I also make pop music as well for the people that are interested. That's going to be in the description and also play at the end of the video. And yeah, peace out.